look, hang on a minute. Sorry, we just had a light situation for a moment. Well, it's better there, you see.
What are you doing?
Hang on. Oh, how's that?
Perfect.
Right, that's perfect. Good. Okay. Because I've worked it out. I mean, it might have took me like about what, I don't know, 20 lives, or 30, or 40, or 50, to work out it's better at the front.
I don't think it is.
It is because there was no because
You
I
look
had
quite
it.
dark. You didn't. It was better before.
No, because
Tracy said it was better before.
No, because at the back it was all fuzzy. Because I took the photo, you see, and at the back it was all fuzzy and it looked dreadful. And then at the front, when I took the photo, it looks alright. It looked alright. It's okay.
Well, it won't last for long.
Let me. So this iPod has a tendency not to charge.
We've been doing so much recording today.
Oh.
Oh, you
I got it charged and I unplugged it. Sorry. Just sort this slight problem out.
We have been doing so much recording today. Because Billy's now on with the
Come on, love.
micro now. And we recorded the 2 sessions of that. So we can't not record it. So he's got the other iPad recording that.
Oh, it's charging.
Oh, gently. And this one's really...
I thought it was Tracy. Any MRW news tonight? Yes, Tracy. We just messaged back
We're
Tracy,
just
so we got Tracy on.
We're so behind.
Yeah, I suppose we're 6 minutes late, but it doesn't really matter on a grand scale of things, though, does it? As long as we're here. Right, I'll just message back Tracy and then we'll get cracking.
Good evening, Neville. Sorry about this. It's a bit unprofessional.
It's on now. Smiley face.
Right, we're on.
There we go. Right, okay. So hello everybody.
Hi, David.
Hello David. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. There we go. I know it might be a bit dark, but he's making it homely, you know.
I think it's very dark.
Well, the reason why is because of Billy's using our light, you see. Because we've just got this other light. We haven't really got it. We've always owned it, but we've discovered the fact is we
Billy's
own
got it clipped above the micro, so
it's one of those ones you can clip it.
That's the one we usually use, and then I went to get it before and I thought, oh my god, he's using it.
Yeah, it's quite funny. There's a shop in Lancaster that I go with my friend, and we go there every time.
Yeah.
And they own the exact same light as that.
Yeah.
So so they own one light the same as us.
Yeah.
And then they own another light the same as us because they're in that little yellow one that you're clicking on.
Oh, well done.
So that same person owns 2 lights that we own the same.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's funny, isn't it?
That's like a news story, isn't it? Hello, Van Johnson. Yes, it's hilarious. And hello, William. I hope you're enjoying the light talk.
But it is funny, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. Moving on. We have got some news.
I thought that was a bit funny, that. But the thing is, I never liked the shop first either.
No. Oh, bless you.
But then I've got, you know something, I've got 2 really, really good skirts from there.
Oh, well done.
And a good top. Yeah, it's good. It's a good shop. Right, so we've got some good news stories today and some, like, you know, debates and stuff and things like that. And, you know, I've got a short which I put on. And we've, you know, got some interesting things on tonight.
Yep.
And today we've been doing the Austin 1100, which is our car, which is not the one we're in now, because at the moment we're in Princess. Oh, that's not very good looking, is it?
As you can see, we're a bit behind.
There we go. See leather seats now. Actually, there's the piano back here. You know, it's my keyboard was my which was my second piano in my life. Was that? That was a very interesting fact. Oh no, was it though? I might have had a third. When I was younger, did we own 2 pianos?
No.
No, only little keyboardy things.
No, the little keyboardy things.
Yeah, but we owned 1, didn't we?
Yeah, but not 2, just the 1.
And we put it in storage, and then we only wanted to go back play it. It had loads of spiders in it and stuff. Couldn't get it back working, so then I had to buy this one, which is back here, which is like 62 keys.
Oh, Tracy's here!
Tracy's finally got my message. Well done, Tracy.
Well done, Tracy.
It didn't come up. Oh, right, the live. Oh, that's not good. Is it?
No,
that's not good at all. But yeah, keyboard. So if you've just joined us, this is MRW News Show, which we do every week. I run on Saturday, Sunday. I'm not promising 20 days because it keeps falling on Sunday, so I've just accepted it's whatever week it falls on.
And it'll be Sunday next week as well because she's performing on the Saturday.
Oh yeah, it is as well. So, I mean, we might as well just call it Sunday really, but no, if we do have Saturday free, then we will do it on that day. But I tell you anyway, like for example, I told you today on the live. So we did a live today on our Austin and fixing it. We did 2 lives because we had to have a break to basically because the videos we needed was on that iPod, and also we needed feeding, so that's why we needed feeding. So that was that live, and waiting just see us doing it and Billy working on it, really, can't we? But it's not finished yet due to the fact of what was
The
it?
petrol pump. So the head gasket went on it. It overheated. He did tell me, well, because the water pump went. So then it overheated, which blew the head gasket. And he stupidly didn't have the lights working on the dashboard. So he didn't notice. So it's all Billy's fault,
Nobody's
really.
ever admitted. No, nobody. I mean, we didn't really want to say it when he was on there, but it was actually his fault.
Yeah, it was Billy's
It was
fault,
Billy's
really.
fault.
Now he's not
We
here.
never said it when he was.
Now he's
when
not
he
here
was
to
there.
defend himself.
It was his
If
fault.
Billy was here to defend
Well, the
himself...
thing is, this
Can
vehicle.
I say that bit that they send GB News?
Yeah.
If Billy was here to defend him...
If we said.
No, can
Yeah,
I say it?
we
No,
said-
you're not letting me say it. You're not letting me say it. Let me say it. If Billy was here... If Billy was here to defend himself, he'd probably say that he'd probably definitely say it wasn't his fault. But because he's not here to defend himself...
And he's a few feet away.
Yeah, and he can't hear us, we can just completely blame
He's
him.
just shouting and stuff. Can.
We can completely blame him with no comeback whatsoever, because he's not going to watch this, because he's mending mooring at the moment.
He's not going to watch it
So
anyway.
it's all Billy's fault. And the water pump went, which blew the head gasket. And then now the fuel pump has gone.
Domino effect.
Yeah, I think the fuel pump is old age. I don't think that that's Billy's fault, but as he can't hear, we'll blame him for that as well.
But what it is
Adrian's on.
So hello, Adrian. But I'm going to finish my little sentence. And then it's never done anything wrong until the day Billy took it out. So, you know.
So it's all Billy's fault.
Well, it's a bit funny the fact that this guy's never done anything wrong until the day Billy took it out.
He's that age, isn't he? Whereas I respect
I know,
it.
I understand.
And I
but
do 40 to 50
that
miles
age
an hour.
you keep saying about has lasted a lot of
They
years.
do with men. Ask them, there's a lot of men on here. That age does last till about 67, 68 years old.
Till they can't stop driving.
Yeah.
Stop driving.
So they act like idiots, and that's what Billy does. So they've gone out. He went out with his mate, won't he? They've been gloating about. They both thought it was absolutely wonderful, and they'll have been driving and go, "Oh, look at it go! Doesn't it go well?" Instead of respecting it and using it that it's an old girl. That's what's happened. I'm telling you exactly now. That's what's happened. Aaron says young Billy blunders, took the family car out for a spin. Yes, he does. And Tracy said he'd make an excuse. He would, Tracy.
I never admitted
he
to
twisted
it.
round to my fault.
You never admitted
Kevin says,
to it.
hello, Kevin Wood's Workshop.
Hello.
David says, silly Billy. Well, yes, that's why I named him that. I must have known. Aaron says that's why you should always wear your seatbelt. Clunk click every trip. I don't understand the relevance of that. I'm sorry, Aaron, I don't understand. It's because it overheated. So I don't know whether he had his seatbelt on or not. I wasn't there, but I'm
I don't
sure
suppose it's going to affect the overheat whether he did or not, to be fair, is it?
Well, if you put your seatbelt on, you can't overheat.
Must be that. I don't know.
That's why I always put my seatbelt on. Maybe that's why my cat. Oh no, it did. Maureen overheated, but I did have my seatbelt on.
So it must not be that then.
It mustn't be that. Sorry, Aaron. They overheat with
Wrong.
seatbelt songs. We both I will not let her go out without a seatbelt, and I always wear mine. So
Well, if I did,
if I forgot
Thing is, when you wear it
momentarily, sometimes you drive off. You never do, because I always make sure you're in, and then you think, oh, I've got my seatbelt, don't you? But no, you always wear your seatbelt, don't you? So no, it can't be that, Aaron. Can't be that.
right. And well, I was expecting you were going
No,
to continue.
that's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sort of prolonging because this is quite a hard read. Is this one? Sure. Wait. So today we've got one about something that happened a lot of years ago. And what I mean by a lot, I mean by hundreds of years ago. But it's coming up to the fact of that it turns out they got it wrong. And then the other one is about Taylor Swift. Now I know you're thinking of Taylor Swift, or you might be thinking, oh, Taylor Swift, or you might not particularly care. It's to do with the fact of not necessarily Taylor Swift, but like money in general, sort of thing. And then we've got one about Mr. Bean,
Well, Rowan Atkinson.
but Mr. Bean as well.
Rowan Atkinson.
Oh, Blackadder. What was his name, Blackadder?
Yeah, he did Blackadder. He did Blackadder.
Yeah, but
Mr.
what's his
Bean, Johnny
name?
English.
Yeah, but what was his name, Blackadder?
Edmund Blackadder.
Was it Edmund?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then Johnny English, yeah.
Yeah.
And he just did Man versus Bee as well, didn't he? That was
Yeah, that's quite, I watched a bit of that tonight when I was researching,
did
and it
you?
looks quite funny.
Well, I watched.
Because Mr. Bean's a bit simple for me. I don't like. You like it, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I guess so.
But
I guess-
it's a bit childish for me, whereas I think the B one looks quite good. I might watch it.
Well, I did watch a bit of it when it first came out, and I can't remember if I liked it or not.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was a bit ago, you see.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a bit ago. I mean, comment if you've watched it or not. Right, which one should we do? Should we do Taylor Swift one first?
No, because
No.
you just carry on whittering about that.
Well, should we do the which one
Yeah.
first? Right, so you have to bear with me with this because of it's quite complicated reading. But the England's last executed witch may have survived.
There you go.
So I'll just leave you with that
That's
mic
the
drop.
first bit she can read.
Well, it could mean
That's it.
it could mean other things, couldn't it? Because it could mean
That
what
she's still alive today.
exactly. It
Yeah.
could mean she's still alive today. It could mean the fact she got hanged and still survived after she got hanged, or it could mean the fact that she never got hanged in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
But you're not supposed to give it away.
All right, I'm sorry.
So, I don't-
Turbo Timswell says it's definitely Billy's fault.
well, yes, it is, isn't it?
Let's see, yeah.
No,
That's
it
what I
is.
say.
Well, we didn't
not
drive
there.
it, so how is it our fault?
Wait
when
for
it-
this. Right, Billy's just over there. Billy, say nothing if it's your fault. There. So even Billy agrees.
Yeah, and say something if it is.
Right. Shout,
say something?
shout something if it is. Billy. 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 I think he's gone. Billy.
Oh, there you go.
What did you say? What? Okay, you say there you go. So he's admitted it.
Yeah.
They shouted what? Right.
It was like, what? You know, of course I did it.
What he's saying when he's saying what is which one. So he's thinking, oh, I've done something wrong. Which one?
What have
yeah,
I done wrong
what?
this time?
What
Yeah,
this
right.
time? Yeah. So he's basically So he's Turbo Tim's World. He's admitted it.
Yeah. Right. So,
Now, where the winners?
Professor Mark
So Professor Mark Stoyles.
Stoyle. That's it. Stoyle. I wanted to. Yeah.
I can't see the thing.
Professor Mark
He's a
Stoyles.
historian at the University of
I can
Southampton.
read that bit.
Okay.
And he's a historian at the University of Southampton. And he believes slight error by a court official when basically means that the execution of a woman was not
She wasn't hanged.
basically. Actually, I just do it not reading that. I probably know it by my brain. So back in 1685, there was this woman named Alice
Mullen.
Molland. I really want to say Alice McGoll, you know.
Well, no, I
I
don't.
can't think who he is though, for some reason in my head.
No, it's Alice Molland.
Alice Molland.
Yeah,
Yeah, but is there not a celebrity like that name?
I didn't notice one.
It just rings in my head, and I can't remember if I know it's somebody. I don't know. Is that sentence?
It was sentenced at Exeter Castle in Devon in 1685. Sorry for bewitching.
Oh no, I can do that one. bewitching three of her neighbours. So I don't know what you mean by bewitching. Like, did he kill them or just damn
No,
hurt
like
them?
witchcraft.
Well, like encouraging them to do witchcraft.
No, well, like putting them on so they, say something, put a spell on you.
Mm.
Things like that. So they called it.
Do you reckon witches are real?
Well, I don't know. It's part of the story.
No, yes, but you know, I'm
Right?
asking.
Does everybody reckon witches are real? No,
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
Well, how do you know if they keep it a
Well,
secret?
you asked me a question. I just don't think they are. I've never seen. Well, the whole of my life, I've never seen
Yeah,
one, or
but-
made one that's made out to be one.
Well, yeah, but like if you think of witches, you might think, oh, the wand and the moving things, but it might be a different type of witch, thing where they have like can use
Cauldrons.
all, yeah, make
Frogs'
potions and
legs
stuff.
and stuff.
Yeah.
No,
I actually do
I
things.
just don't think they're real, but
Well, how do you ever know?
I don't know because you asked me because I put in the... Billy, a witch is real? No, he doesn't think so either.
Do you have any evidence?
Do you have any evidence they're not real?
The odd person who does that somewhat like the witch.
Oh. I think that was a reference to you.
No, I don't think it was.
He did. He definitely said we do get the odd person that acts like a witch, and I think it was a reference to you. It wasn't
No, I think
me.
it was a reference to somebody else. To be honest. I won't mention any names. She. You he knows her quite well, so he's the only person I know. She was. I'm talking to them about this now.
Tracy says you've always been fascinated by them.
Yes.
She says it's nice you're wearing your poppy.
Yes, Poppy. I love the fact
It's just Pendle Witches. We did the Pendle Witches walk, didn't we?
Mm.
Oh, it was hard work, wasn't it?
Yeah, because we did this walk, you see, which is the Pendle Witches Walk, where it's basically the witch is supposed to walk to Lancaster Castle, and you have to go up Pendle Hill, which is quite a steep hill. And there was this person, and we were going up this hill, and there's this person, we were walking up, and they came past us, you know, normal, come past us. But as we were walking up, they came past us again. And we're like, eh? And then we're walking up. And I think, was it a third time they came past? Because it must have been a third time for us to have talked to them. So I was like, what are you doing?
They were carrying a bath.
No, they weren't that time. They were training to carry a bath.
Training to carry a bath.
Yeah. So I go, what are you doing? So I'm training to carry a bath up here.
This person did it 3 times because you can go around in a loop on Pendle Hill.
It's like you go up like that.
By the time we'd done once, they'd managed
so we were
to
going
do it
up this
3
way,
times.
and he was just going round, round, round. And all that time he was going round.
We were going quite perkily, weren't we?
Well, yeah.
And he managed 3 times to our 1. Oh, it was hard work though, wasn't it? I was very strained afterwards.
Yeah, we were going to do it for a walk and we just couldn't do it. Just got bored.
We rang the car wrecker up, Billy, didn't we? We rang him up to pick us up, didn't we? Because we didn't even manage it. Useless.
No, it wasn't a good walk, was it? Anyway, back to the story.
Well, we got lost, didn't we? And we ended up on the roads. So it became quite boring.
Signposted. She was
Anyway, she was presumed to have been executed in the same year. So this was making her the last witch to be executed.
I feel like I've Can I re-explain this? I feel like I've really misexplained this. So basically, a woman was sent to be executed because she was believed to be witched 3 of her neighbours.
Which was Alice Molland.
That was her name, Alice Molland. And she was also a widow as well, but as her, I don't know if it was a husband, but it was definitely 3 of her children. I think it was a husband and 3 children all passed away, so she was a widow, and widows were quite commonly presumed as witches. I don't know why they would be. Why they would all be presumed as witches, but I think that is quite common for that to have happened. And he believes that the fact of that I think he was looking over some documents, wasn't he? And because of it, back then in the 17th century, all these court documents were all written in Latin, and that they would have had the ink pens, won't they?
Yeah.
And it can easily have been like misspelt, which it was misspelt, or at least I believe so. The fact of what was it misspelt to? Was it Ava?
It was Avis, and they'd put Avis instead of Alice. So he believes that the person that was supposed to be executed, Alice, wasn't actually executed at all because there was a mistake in the name. And this woman carried on living for about another 8 years, I think it was.
Yeah, 7, something like that.
So he said he immediately asked himself, did Alice Molland ever exist? Is Alice in fact Avis? According to records from the time, Avis Molland had been married with 3 children. But they all died. By the time of the 1685 trial, Avis Molland was a poor, middle-aged widow who was burdened with loss, precisely the kind of woman who was likely to be accused of witchcraft in early modern England. He added circumstantial evidence suggested Avis had been imprisoned at Exeter Castle at the same time as the trial for Alice was listed. Avis died 8 years after the supposed execution of Alice in 1693. So if he's correct with this, that was a mistake and Alice never actually got executed and there wasn't an execution, he says that because of a simple spelling mistake, the last actual witnesses, the witches in England that were executed would have been the Bideford 3. Temperance Lloyd, Susanna Edwards and Mary Trembles in 1682. So it would change history, really, if that's to be true.
Well, I think she's got like things like, you know, what do you call it when you put like a statue in honour of somebody?
A statue in honour of somebody?
No, it wasn't like a statue, like a memorable thing, like a plaque.
A plaque in
Something
honour of
like,
somebody?
I think she had a plaque a bit more in honour of her. The fact of, and some other people in the fact of being the last witch to be executed, but she actually never was.
We don't know that. That's what he's saying. He's saying that there's something come up now that they've found out that it could have been that she was never executed. She's not going to mention it when she's alive, is she? She's going to say, oh, by the way, got it wrong. And I think, oh, you made a little error. It's
Yeah,
me.
still learning to be executed, looking for live.
Come on, you got my name, spelt it completely wrong. You never get away with it now with Facebook, would you?
What's spelling it wrong?
No, because there'd be somebody, wouldn't they, say, no, that's not right. They'd be
saw it
straight
the
on the,
other day,
they'd
she
be
was
on the
clear.
local Facebook, wouldn't they? Well, I saw it, such and such. You know, and not get away with it nowadays, but then...
Like, you know, and then when you get accused of a witch, like, oh! Great, you know. So, yeah, I mean, that's quite a different story. The fact of obviously everything was still going on there the way it is now and stuff, isn't it?
Very
mistakes
interesting.
and stuff. Just a little quill can change that person's life, really, isn't it?
Well, it saved their life. They got another 8 years, didn't they?
Mm.
And they didn't have the fear of execution, did they? For something they won't have done wrong.
No.
Will they?
Unless they were a witch.
Yeah, they probably weren't. They're probably just a bad neighbour, isn't it?
Well, I suppose that things could happen that weren't your fault, like you're nothing to do with, and then you just think, oh, blame her.
Yeah. Well, look at those two neighbours that we had, and they turned around and say it was our fault, wouldn't we? We turned around and say it was their fault. So if they believed them more, it's only like modern day police, isn't it? When you do something and they say like neighbourhood disputes are the worst things, aren't they? Because one will say something, one will say the other, and then you might have a neighbour that's more popular, so more people will stick up and say, oh yeah, it's definitely them, when it's not actually. And they're a nightmare, aren't they, neighbourhood disputes? Well, that's only what it'd been like then, wouldn't it? If somebody was popular and everybody else sticking up for them and saying, oh no, it's definitely the other people, they could be getting killed, getting executed for something they'd never done, couldn't
Yeah,
they?
because of, like, I mean, you know, it's, you don't just go hanging people now.
No.
But we just do other things instead of hanging people.
Yeah.
So theirs was just what we do now, like fines and stuff, isn't it? They just hang people.
Yeah. So that's what it would have been. It would have been the old day neighbourhood dispute, wouldn't it? Oh, she's a witch.
That
He's
must be it.
She's a witch. That's what they're practicing witchcraft against us. And I suppose in those days it was the first one to call it out, wasn't it? So if one person said, "Oh yeah, she's a witch," this soon people jump on, don't they?
Yeah, like, oh well, you know, I'm sure she had a really pointy hat the other day.
And I saw her with a black cat. Well, I saw her with a broom. She'd probably just go into a bonfire or something.
Halloween party.
Yeah, Halloween party or something, and then she, getting executed. Anyway, there you go.
So that's what happened with her, sadly.
Sadly. Well, not sadly. She got another 8 years out of it.
Well, she lasted longer, didn't
Yeah.
she?
Well done, Alice or Mavis or whatever you were called.
Yeah, what was
Whatever your name was, you did well.
I don't know confused by that one.
So what are you doing now? Is it Taylor? We could perhaps do Rowan Atkinson, then I could leave before the Taylor thing started.
No, you're not leaving, me. You know that. You're not leaving. Like, which one do you want to do first? Then?
No, I'm glad I like Rowan
I've got my
Atkinson.
cereal one.
I'll do your cereal.
So now I've just had a quick research into where you going.
I'm just going to the toilet. If that was all right.
Not really.
Well, I wanted the toilet before I started, and then you dragged me in because you're a little bit late. And I better check Baby as well and check that he's not doing anything while you talk about the cereal.
You can be extremely quickly.
Yeah, be really quick.
Because I don't know what any of it says.
You were the one that wanted to do it.
Well, just be quick, please. Right, back to it. So I bought some cereal today, and I was curious to know what cereal, like, what must be the top cereal in the country, or like popular cereal. So when you ought to comment, what is your cereal? When you wake up in the morning, what is your cereal? You might eat other things than cereal, but say for example, if you didn't eat that certain thing, if you had cereal, what cereal would you eat? So just comment what your favourite cereal is and what you would eat. So I study here. This is the Sun. It shows top 10 cereals. So 53%, so I would presume this must be in the votes or, whatever of the, like, percentage or sales or whatever. But anyway, that's what it says. So Crunchy Nut Cornflakes is supposed to be the top one. So do you think Crunchy Nut Cornflakes is the top one? I mean, I think they're alright. Like, they're okay. I tend to like do a mixture of cereals. So I'll, like, like, for example, a Weetabix inside the middle, and then I'd put, like, maybe some cornflakes down, and maybe that, what are they called? Those little brown flaky things. What are they called? Those ones, basically, and then maybe some that come with fruit, or maybe some Cheerios, put them all together, and then put some honey on the top. So that's maybe what I would do. And then the second one is cornflakes. So basically it's the same thing, just out the nuts, so it's not as crunchy, and it gets softer again. Cocoa Pops. Now, Cocoa Pops, you have to like chocolate for that. I do like Cocoa Pops, but I never eat them because I just think it's a bit too chocolatey, you know, for the morning. I like to not eat any sugar before them after dinner because then they're better. Weetabix is number 4. Now, Weetabix should be higher, but then I feel like, I suppose Weetabix might be 4, but Weetabix are a good one. Weetabix are a good staple. And then I believe Frosties are 5th, and then Rice. Those aren't Krispies. I think they're Rice Krispies. Shreddies 7. 8 are Cheerios. And then number 9 are Ready Breaks. I think that is what it is. I haven't heard of them. And then Super K Red Berry is number 10. So those are your cereal options. So I want to know what your cereal options are. I'm going to read out now and see if you've commented any cereals or whatever, everything else. So comment what your cereals would be. Because of, I just got that one today I showed you earlier, which is like little Weetabix, and it's got like raisins in and stuff, and that's quite good. And so I think that's quite a good one. Right, let's just get on to here. I hate it when she leaves, I really do. Right, let's get back to it. So, oh, what comments are we at? Oh, the witch fingers low. I'll come back to your comment. I'm not ignoring you. I'll just come back to it. Just give me a minute. Yeah, on my laptop. Ma, you back again? I missed you. It's hard work.
Yeah,
We're at the comments, so I was wondering if you could read.
Oh, you're not supposed to do the comments.
Well, you went.
You're not supposed to do the comments.
Well, you went.
Oh, thank you so much, David.
Yeah, I didn't want to get to David from when we come, but thank you very, very much,
Thank
David.
you very much, David. You're an absolute star.
So David had just put a super thanks, so thank you so
Oh,
so
and
so
Adrian.
I know as well.
Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you.
So thank you both of you, Adrian and David, had just put a super thanks. So thank you
You're
so
an absolute
much
star.
for doing
Thank
that.
you so much.
And thank you also for becoming a member as well. If anybody will become a member, it's very good, and you get extra videos. We've only been doing this for a week now, so make sure you do go become a member. You can get extra videos, extra lives, and all those sort of things. So make sure you do go become a member, and it'll be really support the channel most importantly as well.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for your
You're
super
absolute
thanks.
stars.
Thank you very, very much. And what's your favourite cereal?
And David says, good evening, Matilda and Jane, and good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Aaron says, when I do eat cereal, I don't like to have milk with it as it gets all soggy.
I think that's the purpose.
What sort of cereal do you eat without?
If you did Weetabix, that does get a bit soggy. You do have to eat that fast.
Adrian says, does the same with cereal, Matilda. I like to mix them.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? Aaron says, do you remember Footloose? Yes, I remember Footloose. Adrian says, well done for reading the list.
Thank you. I guess.
And Tracy says, out of them shreddies.
Shreddies.
Oh, and David says porridge. I know that
yeah,
I never
yeah.
like porridge.
No, it's a bit weird, it's porridge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
I like Weetabix. I don't like any sugar on cereals. I like shredded wheat.
No, but honey's nice.
No, I don't. No.
Yeah.
I just like them on their own.
No, you've got
Shredded wheat and Weetabix.
No,
Not
honey.
mixed together there. I
Mm,
used
okay.
to. I used
You
to
can get
like.
the small shreddies, can't you?
I used to like Alpen,
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
Alpen's
it
nice.
became, as I stopped eating sugar, really trying to cut sugar out. Then it became so sweet, but the sugar-free Alpen isn't the same. It's not like the dusty. It's like
No.
really, really flaky. So I don't like that either.
If you're saying that, what is the dust then? Is it
That must be like, I don't know.
sugar?
Well, it can't be sugar, can it? But I don't understand why.
Because it has that
I-
dust which really makes it,
I
doesn't
would
it?
have thought that was the grinding of like the cereals, but it's completely different. Not
Which is-
tasting, the texture is completely different from sugar Alpen and sugar free. So people say, oh, we'll just eat the sugar free. It's not the same. It's just not the same. And it's not the sugar bit, it's something else about it.
But the thing is, you look at it and you just think, oh, it's just loads of different types of oats and stuff put together, isn't
Tracy
it?
agrees it's not the same, is it, Tracy?
But if it's not the same, because it just looks like oats together, then they obviously put something on top of it, don't they?
Yeah.
But I mean, I suppose they could sprinkle syrup on, but then it starts to stick, wouldn't it?
God. Well, what's the point of dropping sugar in it and putting syrup
No,
on?
that's in the cooking process.
No.
Yeah, they will do.
No, they don't cook it. It's not cooked cereal.
No, when they make whatever,
No, they don't cook
Yeah,
it.
but they must do something to it to take off the sugar, mustn't they?
No, they add the sugar in.
Yeah, so they've added the sugar in.
Sugar-free Alpen isn't Alpen with sugar taken off it.
Hmm?
It starts off sugar-free and they've added the sugar
Yes,
to
I
it.
know. But what's that sugar? What is it? How have they added it? What
Well,
is
it's like you would add to it.
Yeah, but then just all go to the bottom, won't it?
Well, no, I don't think it would. It'd stick on a
If
bit.
you
It's
just
just
throw a
like
load of
dusty.
sugar in.
Everything does go to the bottom, doesn't it? Dusty stuff.
Yeah, but it must be icing sugar.
I don't think it is.
Well, it is.
Is it? Mm,
Because
okay.
of otherwise, then they wouldn't have it. Wouldn't. Otherwise, if it's just normal sugar, it just all fall to the bottom, wouldn't it?
Anyway, David says, I got told by a diabetes nurse to try hot milk on Weetabix because I couldn't stand them without sugar and it makes them taste sweet. Mm. Adrian says, on 3 lives, this is mad. Is that meaning today, Adrian, I think? Because
But
we've
no,
had
it's another
3.
day.
Tracy's cereals have too much sugar in. They do have too much sugar in. I don't like them now.
I eat them every day.
No, I don't like it. It's too sweet. There's loads of stuff now. I think, how did I eat that? Once you start cutting sugar out, like those Haribo sweets, they make my stomach turn now, and I used to gobble them, like you.
And you like to.
Nom 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 nom.
Well, I don't.
I don't. There's nothing. I just think everything.
I don't
Everything now is
necessarily-
just so sickly.
Yeah, but like you used to eat teeth and lips and stuff and laces.
Oh God, how did I eat them? And I used to love them from the
And
cup.
well, you used to make me go that much. I was thinking, even I don't eat that. I didn't really like teeth and lips, so I like laces. Though.
But now I think, oh God, how did I eat that? I
Mm.
don't really eat anything sweet now. It's too much for me.
Mm.
Not like you gobbling away.
I
You should
don't.
have seen you should have seen the sweets she got. Oh my God, from trick or treating. It was disgusting.
People like Haribos.
Oh, it's horrible. No, and she was gobbling away. She was absolutely hyper when she came back with a friend. They were both manic because they were obviously eating far too much.
We didn't
Sugar.
have that when you're tall. Okay.
Saturday
You're
says,
barely any.
evening ladies. I've arrived late
Good
again,
evening.
but at least you're here. Neville says dietitians recommend a savoury breakfast. I have a savoury breakfast. It's boring, but I have a savoury breakfast.
Do you not think mine's alright? So I don't eat the sugar
Adrian
side
says
of
Maceo
cereal.
just finished a short live. She recorded at Abbey Road today. That sounds interesting. So yeah,
But I eat the healthy side of cereal.
I have in breakfast. I have dried apricots, nuts, and seeds. Which sounds really boring, but actually you get used to it. You do get used to it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest now. There's one from Marks and Spencer's which is really, really, really nice, but I keep forgetting to go and get it.
No, well, you remind me now. 'cause
It's
I got
so
that for
yummy,
Christmas.
and it's sugar free, and it's just fruit and mix of nuts and stuff like that. I don't actually know what's everything that's in it,
Well,
but it
actually,
is really nice.
I was on a residential and we made they said, oh, everybody can, if they want, you can make your own like what's that stuff when you have it and it all sticks together? And it's like oaty things.
No, flapjack.
No, it's like
Oh,
cereal.
granola.
Granola. We made that. I was thinking, oh, I'll make it'll be fine, you know, it'll be alright, it tastes nice. So we made it and we had they cut the granola first and then they gave it to us and we added like dried fruits in and stuff and things and put loads of syrup and honey on top. We made it all and then I took it home and it was really, really nice. It was really, really good. I was like, oh, this is nice. It was really good. And I ate it just like without anything on it. I just ate it by itself. And then I did actually have someone that same morning with a yogurt, I think.
So Tracy says, is that why you didn't send me a pic? And Rick says, I'm a diabetic.
Oh, I forgot. Oh no, I did remember though, and I forgot. But I can do it. I did forget. No, I took the photos though. I did forget. But
Rick says, I'm a diabetic.
I'll
and
do it
put
later, but I
Canderel
wouldn't.
sweetener on my cereal makes it sweet.
Hmm.
And Adrian says, Matilda high on sugar. She was absolutely manic. They both were.
No, we were.
Oh, you don't realise. It's like a drunk that doesn't realise that they're drunk.
Well, it was.
when
it was.
you're talking to them, you are
Should I
absolutely
say about
hyper.
that? Can I say about that girl?
Yeah, no, why not? It's
Yeah.
something
So
you don't
we.
recognise her. Know
No.
about her.
So we finished doing everything, and we were. They took me home, and this was like at 9:30 at night, and we left. They live inside quite a big house area where there's just loads of houses, which was a good area. It was like America. It was unbelievable. Not the fact of so many people. Not the fact of so many decorated houses, but we got to this certain area where it was a bit like a road where there's one road there, one road there, one road there, and there was just these houses which were quite decorated. You know, there's a lot of houses there, and it was like America. We had to line to
Yeah,
get
tell
to
them where you were.
It was in Morecambe.
Look.
Well, you know, I'm not going to say where my friend lives, am I?
No, but you didn't say you can say which town it is. They're not going to know where she lives from the word Morecambe.
Good do.
I don't think so.
But in Morecambe, and we And it was like America. There were just so many people out, and it was like a great experience. And then so basically we finished everything. We did everything. We had pumpkin pasta, pumpkin bread. It was very nice, very seasonal. And then we basically went to drive out, and there was an ambulance, and then there was this police. So we went past and we got, oh, there's an ambulance. You know, everybody, you know, it's one of those things you do. You know, have curiosity. And then after the ambulance, there was a police vehicle. So we're going past, and then there was loads of, like, basically sort of teenagers, and they were all talking to the police, and obviously they've done something wrong. And nearby there is woods, and the woods, I mean, I did go in the woods a long time ago, and it's sort of the place where, you know, dodgy things do happen. And my friend's parents took their dog out before we left, and they said that we heard loads of screaming, but screaming that wasn't good screaming, you know, blood curdling, not necessarily blood curdling, because that's, like, you know, not good screaming. It was sort of arguing, I think they said, actually arguing. They said arguing. So they did all that, and then we were leaving, and we saw the police officer, and we were going round the corner, and we could see them, and they were like here, and we could see them, and there was this girl who was dressed as a pirate, and she had like this white dress on a corset, and she was talking to the police officer, and then she just dropped to the ground. She just dropped, and she dropped, and not like, you know, to drop like that, and just dropped to the ground. And the police officer was a bit, I don't know if he was just shocked for slow reactions. He was just like, sort of like, she was like that, and he was just slowly going like to catch her. Didn't really catch her, and there was friends around her, nobody really, you know, reacted. I was just so shocked, but she just dropped to the ground on the pavement. And then we carried on going around the corner, and there's a police officer talking to another girl, obviously probably finding out information, but she just dropped to the ground there and then. So I mean, it could have been drink, drugs, whatever, but it wasn't good.
So
you know this reaction story.
Oh my God, shock horror. Well, I've heard it before. You've told me it. Right, I'm sorry, I'll react. Finish it off and I'll react.
And then, you know, we went around the corner, and there's a girl, and the police officer was speaking to her to find out information.
You're joking,
No,
honestly?
Yeah.
That's a shocking story.
But I just, you know, it's quite, you know, shocking the fact that happened. I mean, I don't know what happened to the girl now, but
No.
you know, shocking that could happen in one night of Halloween.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh well, that was a shocking story. Thank you for sharing that with us. Right, so anyway, back to the thing. Rick says, why is it worse? Meaning the Candorol. And Neville says, if your sweetener has aspartame in it, stop using it now.
Honey.
Try using, well, this is what he's just going to say. Try using pure honey to sweeten
I don't have like the best quality honey, because honey's expensive, but I have honey. I'm a step there.
I don't have it. I just don't.
I just really get annoyed by the fact that it goes hard then, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to pour that when you're hard?
That's quite traumatic, isn't it?
Well, no, you just keep doing it, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do now?
No, I feel for you. I just don't know how you can carry on sometimes. You're a brave soldier. Well done, you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's serial stories. Should we do the Taylor Swift one?
No, let's do Mr. Bean. Oh, sorry, Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, but
you got Mr. Bean into my head.
Can't do the...
No. No, I don't like it.
Yeah, but I feel like this, because that'd be a good one to end on, I feel like.
No.
All right, okay, go on then.
So, we have, as you know, a very special thing coming up with a very, very famous expert on electric cars. So because we've been reading up on it, because we've got to challenge him, we did a little bit about Rowan Atkinson. We thought that'd be nice, because Rowan Atkinson did an article about electric cars, and apparently he's so powerful that the think tank Green Alliance said that his views had actually damaged the reputation of electric vehicles. So think tank Green Alliance believed that because Rowan Atkinson had done No, let me just...
Yeah, but I can do that bit.
Because Rowan Atkinson had done an article in The Guardian, he was named at the House of Lords on a meeting about environment and climate change committee meeting. So the pressure group told the peers in a letter that one of the most damaging articles was a comment piece written by Rowan Atkinson in The Guardian, which has been roundly debunked. And what it said was... Can I say what it said?
Because that's the only bit I can do, really. That's the only bit I can do. Right, so Rowan Atkinson said inside The Guardian, he says, I love electric vehicles, and was early, you know,
They got one quite early on.
Yeah, early on. He got
I
his
think he
first one
got
like
it-
18 years ago
Yeah,
or
so
19.
when they were in their infancy, really.
But increasingly, I feel duped. So he feels duped by electric cars. And he says, sadly, keeping your old petrol car may be better than buying an EV. And then shortly after that, like a couple of days afterwards, he did another, like, you know, article in the Daily Mail. And he says, our honeymoon with electric vehicles is over. So for now, my advice is to hand on. Where's that hand? That's hand, isn't it? My writing.
Just hang on to your
Oh,
old
hang
petrol
on.
motor.
Hang on to your old petrol motors. And he is not just an actor. You could probably thinking, why is an actor, you know, doing his opinions, which, you know, anybody's allowed their opinion, so that doesn't matter. But, you know, anybody, it doesn't matter whether he's just an actor or not, he's allowed his opinion. But this just adds to the story, is the fact he's actually, is that his first, you know, he's been busy, university degree was in electrical and
electronic engineering.
with, what's that word?
A master's in control
Masters.
systems. So, for people who don't know Rowan Atkinson, which I'm sure most people do,
Mr. Bean, Johnny English, Blackadder, B versus Man versus B, but those are main three men's. And he's also a very, very funny comedian, and he's done a lot of funny
this
things.
is not the 9 o'clock news.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's done his own shows and stuff, I believe. I mean, at least I've seen clips. I presume they're on his own shows, like, you know, theatre and stuff.
he was in Love Actually.
Yeah.
He's done loads, obviously. Anyway, he's highly intelligent and he has an IQ of 178.
Very intelligent.
And as Matilda says,
and also, you know, he can produce all these comedy things as well, which obviously is very intelligent.
he has a degree in electrical and electronic engineering and a master's in control systems. He studied at both Newcastle and Oxford University. So he's got a bit of a backup, you know, when anybody says anything. He says, well, you know, are you a electronic?
And also he's a long life lover of vehicles as well. So he's had a passion.
Well, he races. He's raced for many a year.
So for having a passion, he's learnt a lot about it, hasn't he, as well?
So he's not only got the experience, he's got the qualifications behind him. So he described them as soulless, but he had said they were wonderful mechanisms. Fast, quiet, until recently very cheap to run. I don't know what he means by that, unless he must mean they put the charging prices up.
Oh, unless he means by buying them because they're getting cheaper.
But he said he felt duped. So when you start to drill into the facts, and this was the reason, electric motoring doesn't seem to be quite the environmental panacea it claimed to be. So what he's saying is, which many people know, they're doing it from the exhaust, saying that there's no CO2 from the exhaust. It's operating out of the exhaust pipe, but that's absolutely fine. They have zero exhaust emissions. But what he said was, if you zoom out and look at a bigger picture, that includes the car manufacturer, the situation is very different. And he's come up with facts, as he would, you know, because he's intelligent and that's how he is. He said that in the COP26 climate conference, Volvo actually revealed that the greenhouse gases emission in the production of electric car was 70% higher than in the manufacturing of petrol car. And this is due to the lithium batteries. And he said, yes, they are doing solid state batteries, are in the pipeline, but they're years away. So we're still, even though we're saying, oh, well, that technology is coming, the technology they've got now is still producing this immense amount of greenhouse gases. And what he's saying is people aren't being told about this. So they're blindsiding you and just saying, oh, well, zero emissions. And he says, that's great for, you know, if you're in the middle of London and stuff like that. But if you're not in the middle of London, it's still somewhere those greenhouse gases are going, basically. That's what he's saying. And he's on about hydrogen as a way forward. So this is an extremely intelligent man. And also, if he wasn't even so intelligent, he's doing the intelligent thing of looking at all different options. And he said, what I've always said about this, he says the biggest problem we need to address in society's relationship with the car is the fast fashion sales. Now, I've always argued this. If it was all about the environment, you'd have a small, medium and large car, and you wouldn't have your clothes in boots, you wouldn't have all your fancy electronic stuff. You just have a basic car, and you'd have 5 basic colours, because it's all in the manufacture. So like metallic paint, that's shocking for manufacture, you know, and you're getting metals in that, so somebody's got to mine those metals. And you wouldn't have all these, I mean, like when I worked in parts with Billy and stuff, you ring up and you'll say, oh, say a bumper for, a headlight, for example, and you'll say, you know, for a 2017 Golf, or is it 2017, when was it changed? Because they changed the headlight on that. And that's what he's saying. The biggest problem is the car is the fast fashion. And that's what I've always said, because it's the manufacture of new parts, isn't it, all the time? And he says that to hold fire for now, to get an electric car, and the best thing to do is keep your old car and not use it as much, which seems extremely sensible to me. But they've turned around and it said that the things that he said, this is what they said, this was the Green Alliance, said that the pressure group told peers in a letter that was shared. One of the most damaging articles was a comment piece written by Rowan Atkinson in The Guardian, which has been roundly debunked. And then they put, unfortunately, fact checks never reach the same breadth of audience as the original false claim, emphasising the need to ensure high editorial standards around the net zero transition. But I don't think he said one thing that isn't true. One, if obviously we weren't so worried about the fashion of everything and it was just basic cars, that's obviously going to keep the CO2 down. The battery is a known thing, that the manufacturer of the battery. And if Volvo are turning around themselves and that's their statistics that he's quoting, I don't see what he's done. I don't see what he's getting debunked. He's saying, and hydrogen, loads of people talking about hydrogen as a way forward. He races a hydrogen car.
And also,
so I don't see the
person who's doing
debunking.
the article is saying the fact of that, you know, it should be more watched, should other articles. Well, what about his article? How should his isn't being watched?
But
you know,
I think this is
it's
a lot
very
of
hard.
problem with it, with loads of different things. You had it with the vaccine, with everything. They get this tunnel vision, don't they, that electric cars are the way forward, and then anybody else that says something, somebody as intelligent as him and the background and quoting facts, they do already debunked. It's nonsense, and I don't see how it is.
No, and you know, because if he's not had, you know, quite a big experience. If he had I think it was a hybrid. Let me just check if it was a hybrid or not. Does it say hybrid?
Oh, he's been one of the people that have gone for
with
it.
his first electric hybrid. That is hybrid, isn't it? Yeah, hybrid 18 years ago. But I mean, that when I read this, it might have, you know, gone to 19 years ago or something like that.
It was last year, did in 2023.
Awesome. And it's his first, you know, pure electric car 9 years ago. So, and back then they were a lot more worse than what they were now, means the fact of that they were harder to run. So, you know, he's had to go through the hard of it as well. So he's carried on because he's thought they were good, and now he's realised, so he's done both things, and also he's got the degrees to back it up as well.
And this is what they're saying, they debunked him. I just don't see how they can say this. And this was in the House of Commons. And so, you know, they've got a big audience, haven't they, to put it out. And these were the solutions he suggested. Drivers keeping the same car for longer periods of time. Well, I think that's one of the most sensible things
Well, I think
ever.
he said the fact of that most drivers change a car every 3 years.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a lot, isn't it? And he said if they just change it every 5 years, the difference would be massive. The fact of just changing it 5 years instead of 3 years.
What have they debunked with that? That it's a lie, or that it's false information. It's not.
But if it's the same with electric cars, and the fact is that they're wanting to keep it for longer, then that's, you know, would they be alright with that one? That's fine then as well, isn't it? The fact is they should keep electric cars for longer when they actually own one, you know.
Time and increased use of synthetic fuel, which would negate the need for EVs. Say increasingly, I feel, there's the same thing on that, sorry. But he's said things that I'd say are factual. I don't think he said anything. He's not gone out there and said, they just blow up immediately and all this lot and don't do them, and said anything that's not. He's just said factual things.
Well, it's just the same with actual fashion, you know, like, you know, people go in fast fashion, they'll buy this clothes and buy that clothes. But if you just keep the ones you've got and rebuy the, you know, ones that are older clothes, then it'll be a lot more better as well, wouldn't it? So that's that, yeah. So that's what's happened with.
So we thought we'd do Rowan Atkinson, because obviously we're learning like mad. So we thought we haven't learnt about hydrogen yet, but that's something else that we're going to look into. So we're researching everything with the electric car. And that's who came up. And I just thought it was interesting that Rowan Atkinson, apparently, according to them, is so powerful that just one article in the Guardian has knackered the sales on electric cars. I just can't see that if you can. I think they're worrying. I think they're
But the thing is,
panicking.
they're saying that. But the thing is, What some people do seem to forget is that we have our own opinions. You know, you all have your own opinion.
Hello. What? Can you not remember it?
Is that people have their own opinions. So I can read an article saying, you know, something that completely random or something completely true. Doesn't mean I'm going to believe it. I have my own brain cells, you know, I can work it out for myself. So if they read it and thought, hang on a minute, maybe he's right, and then they're going to look into it themselves and think, oh yeah, he's right, then, or maybe you might look into it and think, oh no, he's wrong. Then people are having their own opinions, aren't they? If they want to go buy an electric car, they're going to do it. If they don't, they're not.
No.
They have their own opinions. People just think that if somebody puts that out, then that means that everybody's going to follow them. You know, not everybody's minions. I mean, some people are, but not everybody.
Neville says he's never had his opinions influenced by the opinions of any celebrities.
Yeah.
That's what he says. Tracy's been enjoying the podcast on Beyond.
Oh, thank you.
And Adrian thought not the 9 o'clock news was awesome.
Oh, well, I should have a look at it. Yes, if everybody hasn't already looked, I have my own podcast with Beyond Radio called Beyond Expectations, and you can go have a look at it. And we've got podcasts going, you know, on there, and there's loads of episodes already on with some very big names and some very, you know, respectable people. So make sure you do have a go look at that.
John says Manuka honey is meant to be the best, Neville, but it can cost as much as £80 a jar. Well, Manuka honey, Neville, and I'm going to promote them because they are one of the major supermarkets that has got cash in all their supermarkets and in their petrol stations at the moment. Go to Morrison's and there's Manuka honey, and they have different levels like 10, 15 and 14. I can't remember which one it is, but it's pretty high because it's a level, and I don't know why the level is important, but it is important. And so you can get it from there. You can get it from Morrison's. Neville, I got ours from there, and it wasn't, I can't remember if it was something like £8 to £11. It wasn't ridiculous.
You've got quite a big honey range.
John says he doesn't like paying over £10. And Neville says if there's been bees there, then there's honey produced locally. Aaron says probably a Toyota Pyrus if it was a hybrid 18 years ago. And what have I missed? I like Rowan Atkinson. I love Rowan Atkinson. I think he's really funny. I love Blackadder. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. And he was great in the Blackadder series, Rick says. He was absolutely brilliant. And Van Transit, only the government will tell you what is true. Neville says honey is high in antioxidants, by the way.
Yeah, honey's just like, you know, loads of people say it, and, you know, it's just...
And David says, JCB have created a hydrogen engine out of one of their converted diesel engines because battery was not suitable for their diggers.
I heard about that.
If you look at Rowan Atkinson, he races one and he was saying about it.
Yeah.
He says it's tight, you know, it's got years of development, but so have electric cars, and he said it's the way forward. And he's talking about that tunnel vision that seems to be you've got to go electric and that's it, but there are other options.
I was a bit confused by it, but somebody said about the fact that we're actually going backwards because we had electric cars first of all, and then we went to diesel and petrol, didn't we? And now we're sort of going backwards because we're going back to it, but we didn't work the first time sort of thing, which I can understand. You know, obviously it wasn't as advanced back then. It is more advanced now, but still we're sort of saying the fact that we're going backwards and not forwards, because we're sort of still going into. Now, what I'm saying here might not 100% be right because I haven't fully done my research in this part of it, but they're still having to dig up things such as cobalt and stuff and all these things. Yeah, they're having to dig up all these things which come from the ground, don't they? And they're saying about the fact that we're going to run out of the fossil fuels. But if we're just going to go dig something else out, then in a couple of years, or, you know, whatever amount of years, we're going to run out of that, aren't we? We're just going to keep digging it. We're going to run out.
But you've got to have the diesel, you've got to have the fossil fuels to dig that out as well.
Yeah.
But we don't want to go into it because we're doing this, aren't we? The more thing was, the reason why we did Rowan Atkinson, one, because I think it's really interesting, but two, so that it helps us learning, you know, talking about him and learning, so that when we do meet this expert, we're not stuttering and thinking, oh, we're just getting it into our heads. That's why we don't want to go into an electric car debate on here.
Right.
We're going to do it.
Back to
So Tracy says maybe not the 9 o'clock MRW news. Sky says good evening. Hope you're both well. Hope you are well also. Adrian says he's enjoying the news. So are we. Aaron says there's a Chinese electric car coming out called the Dongfeng Nammy box. I'd be embarrassed to own something with a name like that. Adrian says, love nails, you're great.
My nails.
And yes, and Neville says, fossil fuels go back thousands of years, electric only 100 or so. So there you go. Right, so is my time to go now? It's
No,
Taylor's...
please. Stop it. I can't talk by myself, can I?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't even know this
Please,
story, so I can't join in.
Don't go. And also, I don't know what the majority of it says.
Leave me this way.
Right, so Taylor Swift is...
If anybody's ready for the Bobos, or struggle sleeping, you'll be all right now.
No, this is really
I just
genuinely
really do.
interesting.
It's not only
It
for
is.
you and about 3
You
other
were
people.
interested.
I'm not
You
interested
were
in Taylor
interested
Swift.
when I told you about
Right,
it.
okay.
You stopped what you were
Okay.
doing. You were interested. Right. Taylor Swift is estimated to be worth $1.6 billion. So this is
Ridiculous.
what I'm going to tell you is all in American because I haven't found it in English. No, in pounds.
In dollars.
In pounds. I've only found it in dollars.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's only in dollars.
Yeah, I said I haven't found it in English means the fact of pounds.
People
So-
are putting yawning emojis up.
Well, it could be in you. Anyway, point is, no, you're ruining the moment.
Yeah, sorry.
Right, you're ruining it. Taylor Swift is obviously she's got a lot of money. Now, I wanted to have a look at what it would be like for her to spend something that we would spend. So her evaluation of money, because of like her, for example, how much it would cost for her to buy something in normal amounts of money, a wage sort of thing.
Yeah.
So basically, if Taylor, for us to spend £878, it will cost her the same equivalent of £1.
Oh.
So, for example, just check what that says. What's that say?
La La Lemon leggings.
So those leggings, it's pronounced a bit different, but that's the best you're gonna get. Leggings.
I don't know what they are. And
Yeah,
I copied what
they
she
cost
wrote.
£98, and these are supposed to be like really, really good quality leggings. Okay, so there's some leggings in a really good quality. Now, to us, maybe not to us, maybe Americans, because of, but I suppose it's similar dollars and pounds, aren't they? Not too far apart. It will cost us £98. To Taylor Swift, it costs her 80 cents.
That's
No, it
unbelievable.
doesn't. It costs 11 cents. Sorry. It
That's
costs her 11 cents.
unbelievable.
So for us, £98 costs her 11 cents. Right. A dinner for two at that place. I never
Nobu in Los Angeles.
New York.
Miami.
New York. So this is like a really fancy restaurant place. A meal for two will cost a normal person or anybody. Wait, it costs that amount anyway. But I'm saying, it will cost them £700
Yeah.
for a meal for two.
Yeah.
For Taylor Swift, it would cost her 81 cents.
Yeah. So do people understand this though? Because that's not if she walked in there.
No, it still costs that same amount. But that is, say if you spent 81 cents and you think that's gone out of pocket, to some people it wouldn't really bother, would it?
No.
You think that's gone. But if you
That's
spent,
how it would feel to her.
yeah, she wouldn't. She's back change down the sofa, isn't it? She won't care. What she won't notice it. Won't do anything inside a bank account whatsoever. To us, £700 would be a big deal. A very big deal.
So how have they
Massive
worked
big
this
deal.
out?
Well, I don't know. Gee.
I don't understand it really.
So it's like the
So like,
POV.
so like you
of-
see this
of
celebrities and
money.
you say, oh, they gave £50,000 to charity, and everyone's going, oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But actually, that's the same as us giving £10 to charity.
Yes, obviously, bearing in mind the thing is, she does obviously have to pay.
Even Neville's saying, explain.
I am. She obviously. No,
I'm
remember,
with you, Neville.
remember, she does have to pay for security and a lot of things and tax and everything. She'll have to pay for a lot of things, tours, and she'll have to pay for. She does massive big, payment boosts for her employees, so she gives them a lot of money. So she does have a lot of, outlay, but. She's worth, so I'll read explain.
John said Taylor spending £1 would be like us spending £1,000. Isn't it the other way around?
No, so for the feel of her spending £1,
Pound.
it's actually technically it's £878. Would be the equivalent. So say if we were
David says clear as mud, so he's obviously with you.
yeah, say if you bought a chocolate for £1 to Taylor Swift, so that's how much it feels.
I think Neville's got the right word here.
Right.
He's put comparative wealth. So I think if you'd have said that, I think more people, because I think people might have started thinking, right, well, which restaurant is she going into, which we've got to pay £800 for a meal, and she's only got to pay 40 cents or whatever, which one it was. So I think he's got the right word there, comparative wealth. Well done,
Okay,
Neville.
so well done. So a comparative, I would never thought that. Comparative wealth would be for Taylor Swift, would be equivalent of us, her spending £1 would be for us to spend £878.
I think people are understanding it more now. Yeah.
So
right.
Lala's legging thingies cost us £98. For her, dollars, it will cost her 11 cents. Dinner for two at a very, very fancy restaurant in New York, which does have a name, will cost us £700. To her, for Theo, it will cost her 81 cents.
Ugh, that's ridiculous.
A new iPhone will cost us £1,200. To her, it will cost her $1.87.
Oh, God. Would anybody be stupid enough? Would anybody be stupid enough?
Well, it doesn't matter to her, does it?
To spend £1,200 on a phone. Has anybody done that? I just can't believe it.
Then, for an average house an average car, this is obviously United States, would be 40 grand, okay, for a new one.
Yeah.
To her, so 40 grand, to her, it will cost her £37 or euro.
I think that's
dollars.
The biggest incredible one that you think. That's just ridiculous.
Well, and then a house, for an average home in the US, will cost a person $300,000. To her, it cost her £400. So I think the iPhone's the most thing for me. That I think.
I
oh my
just
god!
can't
And the
believe
meal.
anybody would spend that much.
Well,
on
to
a
be
phone.
fair, it doesn't matter to her, does it? Because it'll be only £1.87.
I know. There's not a lot of Taylor Swifts in the world. What I mean is, iPhone are obviously making those ones, and people are buying them, and we're not all Taylor Swifts. I just can't believe anybody could be so stupid. Neville says the drinks are on Taylor next time I see her.
It only cost you it won't cost you a penny, love.
Rick says, not rich people have a great opportunity to give substantial amounts to needy charities without it affecting their overall wealth. Well, she does think it's so. Yeah, but she does have a ridiculous.
Yeah, but she just gives loads.
Spend her money. If she lived till she was 1,000 years old, she couldn't spend her money.
Well, she just gave her $5 million or something like that to a charity, and she gives it every single show she does. She gives a load of money to the area. Mainly for food banks. She seems to be quite determined on food bank.
Aaron says Taylor Swift could probably afford that 10-minute space flight that Elon Musk is offering to the public. I'm sure she could. Van Transit says, why has Taylor Swift been made so famous? And David says, I just paid £1,000 for a Samsung S24 Ultra. Gosh.
You Taylor Swift?
I can't believe somebody would pay £1,000 for a phone. Why?
I mean, but the thing is, somebody
I don't understand. If you were using it for work, like, I don't know what's on it, like an editor or something, but I just don't know. We can get everything out of our iPads.
Somebody that I knew that had...
I think mine was, I don't think mine was secondhand. I know mine was secondhand. I can't remember exactly, but I think I may have paid $220 for it. And then your one, I paid $180, but they were both secondhand.
But obviously the thing is, wait, these iPods here?
Yeah, I can't remember. No, it was more than $220. I think it's about $400 because I got a keyboard thing with it. The other one,
obviously the thing is,
the iPad, the green one, I think was $180. But anyway,
but
I couldn't pay £1,000.
Like, for these iPods, we wouldn't be able to do anything without them.
Oh yeah, these do everything. They're not a phone, are they?
No.
And my phone, all I do for my phone is ring.
Your phone is.
And my phone was free with the thing when it came, and that does everything that you need to do. I mean, I don't go on the internet on it unless in an emergency when I need it. I don't use it for that. Really, I wouldn't need £1,000. I'd be terrified of losing it.
Well, there's somebody I knew who didn't have a big wage, like just normal wage, and they would get new iPhones, and they always seemed to lost them because they just lost it on the train. When I was with them, they just lost it on the train and other places, and they just lose it, and then they just think, oh, I just have to get a new one. Aaron
says Taylor owns a Ferrari, a Mercedes, and other expensive cars. John, well, that's what I'd do if I had loads of money. I'd get an Audi Quattro if I had loads of money.
But the thing
John says there's more than enough in the world for the needy, but never enough for the greedy. Yeah, that's good.
But Travis, her partner, he is wealthy, very, 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 very wealthy. But not wealthy Taylor Swift. But I mean, like, he must, when it comes to buying her stuff, what does he buy her?
Well, Dave's obviously spent a lot on a phone. He says, I'm saying nothing about the cost of a phone. Tracy says, my dad had a Chevy. And Adrian says, I paid £160 for my tablet and I've not used it yet. And Anne says, I don't think Matilda will want to be as big as Taylor Swift. She would have to have bodyguards everywhere.
How do you know how I feel? How do you know? I mean, but the thing is about bodyguards, you don't have to anybody know anybody you don't want to speak to. Think, Bob.
Yeah.
And be like, done. I would like a bodyguard. Actually, yes, I would. I'd love a bodyguard. I had to go out by myself. I'd be like, come on, loves. And I go, come on then. And they come with me. I like a bodyguard. So you're wrong there. I like a bodyguard. But
where would we put him?
Well, I think if I could afford a bodyguard, I think I could afford him a little separate house. To be fair. But I suppose because I'd have to get like you'd have to have a certain amount because they have to swap over when everyone needs to sleep, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
So you'd have to have a few bodyguards.
Yeah, if you need a bodyguard, or unless obviously then if you went out to an event, there's more chance of things happening, then you'd need a bodyguard for like that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You think like I'm going out, I need my bodyguard to go out with me. But like Harry Styles, all the stuff he has, obviously he's a very big person, Harry Styles, and he got somebody broke into his house, and he's got, the house security and the guards and everything, I would presume. I mean, he's got to, hasn't he? He had somebody broke into his house. Taylor Swift actually had somebody that broke into her house, actually. And I think they literally just, because it was in New York, I think they literally just went up the fire escape ladder, which is quite, weird. The fact that I didn't, think of that. And that they just went up that ladder and that was it, and they got in, I think, but I don't think she was in at that point, I don't think. But no, people just break into your house, which is obviously a bad thing. Oh, here we go. Hello.
Oh, Billy's still doing it.
Well, I suppose once he gets the job done.
Talking to himself.
Right, so I mean, some of you already know about this, but some of
Tracy says, I must admit I like Harry.
Harry Styles, he wrote a song about me.
Yeah. What? Simon Pegg's got your name written on it, tattooed on his arm.
I am quite popular. We did, yeah. I am quite popular.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I did indeed. But
here we go. What's happened?
So you might now some of you already got the calendar, but here is my calendar.
No. Oh, I forgot to get them. Oh, just hang on. I'll have to go, Matilda. It needs some spark plugs. I'll be 2 minutes. I'll have to sort him out.
So these are my calendars. Seriously. Sorry. He's really tossed all of my light. So these are my advent calendars. No, advent calendars are different things, isn't it? We could do that, Not this year though. But this is my calendar, a Matilda Walden calendar, and as you can see, it's already got some lovely pictures on the front. 2025. We've got some great pictures inside of it. I'll show you one or two. This is October here. Look, see all the leaves, and you got the guitar, which is obviously very, very colour matching for October. And this one, I like this one. We've got July, and look, we've got the castle in very, very bright colours. Probably won't pick up on camera as much, but they've got some really, really bright colours, castle and everything. Very, very summery is that. So you can go get my calendar. It costs £9.99, and you can get it on Bandcamp, or you can just search up my name and with Bandcamp, or you can get it.
I'll put the link on.
And my mother's
I forgot to get the spark plugs. Damn.
Mother's gonna put the link on now, or you could maybe just there's many ways you could order it, really, isn't there? You could email and bank transfer, and we can send it, or if you wanted
somebody send in a check,
or as a check as well, or you can there's ways you can also do, say if you wanted to pay by cash as well, isn't there?
Yeah, well, they wanted to pay by.
Seriously?
they wanted to pay by cash, but the next thing they said was, because they lived a long way away, next thing they said was check. So that's what they did, because they went about a postal order, and I can't remember what they said. You
can do postal orders where you can
They ended up doing that anyway. They ended up saying it was easier by check.
So you can pay for it at the post office, so you can use cash, and then you can go and, then basically you just hand it to the post office. Yeah. So now you can do it in cash as well. Or there's also a person, but obviously, that depends. And or come into a show or something like that, it depends as well. But if you do, obviously, you have to then travel, there's other ways.
I put the link to the calendar.
Good, and the same goes for my CD as well. Always the Outcast as well. All those things go, for example, on Bandcamp. My CD's on there, and all the things I've just said, you can get my CD on there as well.
Yeah.
Always the Outcast. So you want a calendar? There's only 30 available, and technically it's 29 because of I'm keeping with myself.
I think we've sold 15. We're halfway there.
Yeah, and there's a few people that I do know that also want one, but I'm meeting. So basically, you need to get your hands on one because they're not going to be here for long. We've still got 2 months to go, so obviously I don't suppose everybody will be thinking, oh, well, it's not long ago. But the thing is, things are going to start booking up, aren't they? You need to get your calendar.
They certainly are.
Things are going to start booking up, and you can write everything you want on there. And I wonder whether you could also maybe, I wonder if it's the right material, where if you got a pen, it could rub off. Maybe not, I don't know. As well, but and it all works, and like, look, so it's all lovely calendar. And I love the colours behind it, because I wasn't expecting them to do that when they were ordering it, but they've done really nice colours, and the colours are different every page as well. Like, look at those colours. So, and it's not just colours as well, it's got like a bit of pattern behind it as well, as you can see. You probably can't see it fully with light, but there's patterns behind it as well, which is really, really nice. And there's different colours for the weekdays as well, so it's really nice. It's got a lot going for it. And also, it's my calendar, and it's the first year of doing it as well. So these, you know, sort of are limited edition inside of a sense, because these are the first ones being made. Only 30 being available, 29 technically. So, you know, they're limited edition as well. You won't get another one of these, especially with the fact of 25th. You won't get the same pictures, because by next year we'll change our pictures, won't we?
Oh, we certainly will.
We will do. So you wanna, you know, we might not even do a calendar next year, or we might do a calendar next year. So this could be the only calendar ever available. You never know.
I've put the members link up as well.
Yes, as well. Make sure you do.
So we now have, guess how many members we have? It's unbelievable. Go on.
And we'd like, so,
Yeah.
7. So we got 7
members.
members. We've only been doing it for a week now. So because we started on the news, or sort of on the news, yeah. So you become a member. That means you get exclusive videos and exclusive lives only that the members can see. And it really, really dramatically supports the channel as well. Because of obviously these videos that I go out and do. I know I haven't gone out and done many this week, but only because of all of our cars self-combust. But even though I haven't gone out, I've had to pay for all those cars self-combusting, because of the fact of them self-combusting is the fact
Aaron's just put now, the problem with being a celebrity is that you become distant from your followers. Well, that's precisely why we're doing the membership, Aaron, so that it's building up a community, so that it won't become distance, because that's what she'll be able to go on. And the great thing about the membership, when she does get busier and busier, she'll be able to just jump on, because she'll know you all. So she'll be able to jump on a live and not think, oh, have I done my makeup, should I say this, should I be in this area? She'll be able to just jump on and know that it's people that she trusts and she's grown up with. So that's the whole idea of the membership, Aaron, is that it's not going to be like that, because it becomes false otherwise, doesn't it?
So that's what exactly, yeah. So membership is also that fact of that. And also, for example, to say we did a big show, if you've been a member from the start and you didn't just, you know, and turn up that, you know, saying, I mean, I don't know, I'm not at that stage, but the fact of like months, you know, just turn up on that month, then that if I know that you've been there from the start, then you're going to get a free ticket, for example, for shows and stuff, because of, you know, you're the one who's done the long through, haven't you? You're not just, you know, come at the last minute, which is fine, because like, for example, I've only just, you know, I only been a Taylor Swift fan through, there's a woman there. For about, I don't know, just over a year. So you could say, in fact, I just jumped on, but it wasn't my fault. I just never knew she really existed. I know she was, I mean, I literally did not know she existed, even though no matter how big she was, I never knew she existed. So that's not bad, but the fact of that you just get more, the fact of being the beginning. So make sure you do, please do become a member to support the channel.
And Neville says you get your name in green if you're a member.
Yes, well, and so you get your name and you get a badge as well, so everybody else, the public, like for example tonight, you can see your member. And also, the other thing is that you get welcome when you become a member. And you can, if you want to say, in the fact of say a video you want, then obviously within reason, and also, you know, within reason, you will get the video done for you. So because of obviously your members, you're supporting the channel, you get something in return. Because I know there's obviously people do request videos, but those videos are a lot of work, either practicing or going and doing it, money. Like for example, there's a video we had to do the other day, and it cost us like £17.50 on train, because our car's gone self-combusted, and we went to do a video in the car, and that we had to, it broke down, so and we had to go get it, you know, a recovery truck to get us back because of it broke down. because that's all money, and then you might think, oh well, it was going to break down anyway. But then again, if we didn't do videos, we wouldn't go out as many times. So it all is money that all adds up over time, and also time and everything. So being a member supports it and means the fact so we can go out and do extra videos. We don't just have to stick to, for example, area or cost or anything. If members build up, then we can think, right, we can go do this massive big video, or go do this, or we can do an event or whatever. And then it's so it gains in the future, it gains for yourself and gains for us. It's a double win.
And then Aaron says, I spoke to a YouTuber called Hubnut. He was over 10,000, sorry, not 10,000, 100,000 subscribers. But he didn't seem to have time to talk much or get to know me. I could never be friends with him because he was too big. But the other way around doing this is that, you know, obviously the YouTubers got their time as well, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? So doing something like this, when you go live, you can speak to everybody. And Hubnut might not have the luxury that Matilda has of having me. So that leaves her to talk like she says, like she's doing, and then me to read the comments so people get the voice. But also with ours, with the membership, I often look down here and say, for example, I've just got the two names here, so I'll say Neville and Tracy. Neville might put a comment, and then Tracy has answered that. I don't need to read that comment out. So you get a community where people... you're talking amongst yourselves, aren't you? So somebody says, put, for example, I don't know, Neville puts, what wasn't it the colour black or something? And Tracy goes, no, I definitely saw it, it was green or something. I don't need to read that bit out because it's been done. So it's monitoring. I suppose what I'm trying to say is YouTube has got to monitor that. However big the YouTuber, whether a small one or a massive one, they've still only got a certain amount of time in their lives, haven't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So you have to manage your time well, don't you?
Because you might say that, but the thing is, they are human. You know, you don't.
And he's not going to be your friend, is he? Because he's going to have 100,000.
Yeah.
He's not there to be a friend, is
No.
he? So Hubnut, I would suggest, is something to do with cars. I from Hubnut, that's what I'd suggest it is. I don't know the man. But he's not there as your friend, is he? He's there to provide a service. So, for example, what Billy's doing now, where he's put a thing out, I've taken all that time to record it. He's recording it now, and it's so that somebody can then click on and see how to put a head gasket on a Nissan Micra. You don't have to be friends with Billy.
No.
That's so Billy's not getting anything out of it, poor lad. But Matilda's obviously getting the viewing figures.
Yeah.
The Billy's the only loser out of all this. But Matilda's getting the viewing figures. But what the person watching is getting out of it, so you're using each other really, aren't you? Is getting a free lesson.
Yeah.
Because I would think from all that work that he's done on that, if you were to take that car to a garage, you would be looking at £1,500.
And also the fact
so that is a saving. So the YouTuber that is watching that is actually saving £1,500.
And also,
so it works both ways. It's a give and take.
But also the fact of like that Hubnut has 100 subscribers. If every single person wanted to be friends, he couldn't possibly do it. If Taylor Swift, if every Swiftie, which obviously every Swiftie does want to be friends with Taylor Swift, you know. You do, don't you? So everybody wants to be friends, but she would not physically manage to be friends with everyone, would she?
It's an impossibility.
She couldn't manage it. But that doesn't mean that she's a horrible person or she's too big, which technically, yes, I know, but she's not her fault. She just can't. It's not possible
from Matilda's point of view. I don't know how Taylor Swift built up. I would presume it wasn't through social media because that wouldn't have been relevant when she was first starting out. But it's totally different for Matilda because she can't erase the memories from her brain. So when she's building her membership, that's what she's saying. That will be the membership that she'll stay with, the community that she'll stay with. But say somebody who jumps on say you do become big. I wouldn't want you to be as big as Taylor Swift, but well known and make your living out of music. Somebody that jumps on 4 or 5 years down the line, you're not going to be as loyal to as the people that stuck from the start, are you?
No, well, like for example,
you get to know people. Because they come to, like Adrian's a classic example. We know Adrian now. He's come to the things, hasn't he? He's come to the events and everything. So you get to know people. So you'd see them, wouldn't you? And recognise them.
And like for example, like Taylor Swift, she has a friend which she was friends with at school, you know, before she became what she is. So that person she's always had next to her, you know, she's always been there. But like for example, yes, you see her as this life, but she has a personal life too, and she has a lot to balance, which some people you have to understand with, you know, these celebrities and stuff. They have a lot to balance. They have to balance what they're doing there and then what they're doing. They have to balance their social media. They have to balance their following. They have to balance their family life, their have to balance their relationships, maybe their children, their friendships, and then they have to balance what they're doing next. They have to, thing is about, they constantly have to be doing things next. They have to balance fitness, they have to balance always being ready and looking good. So they have a lot to balance. So you can't always expect them to do everything, you know, that you want, because they've got a lot to balance, and there's only so much human brain can handle as well.
And I think there's still people that, like when we saw Simon Pegg, for example, I mean, he owed us nothing, did he?
Yeah,
he was in the middle of a field and everything, but he was genuinely lovely, and he gave us 2 minutes of his time, didn't he, even when he wanted his dinner. But that satisfied us as a sort of a fan. You know, I've always watched Hot Fuzz, and, you know, I thought he was absolutely amazing in that, and I've always thought he's a really good person. So, as I say, a fan, when you see him, you think, oh, that's Simon Pegg, and then he comes and he gives you a bit of him, doesn't he? And then you're sort of satisfied. You don't really want any more than you wouldn't start stalking him.
No, I mean, I don't think a celebrity should ever, if you go up to me, I don't think it should just be really rude. But say if you said hello and they said hello back, and you simply said, "Oh, how are you? I'm good, thank you," and that small exchange, that's good enough from a celebrity. They shouldn't have to do anything more. They shouldn't be rude to you. They shouldn't say, "I don't want to speak to that." No, they shouldn't be doing that, because, you know, they shouldn't be rude to you. And they shouldn't be if you're a celebrity or not, you shouldn't be rude to anybody. But that moment of time should be good enough, because you when you look at them again, you're not going to look at them in a rude way, you know what I mean? It's the fact of thinking, oh, they're horrible and stuff. You're going to look at them thinking, I met them, we had a small exchange, we both acknowledged each other, and it was both a nice moment, and happy with that. You know, you can't like go and think, oh, right, we're going to be friends forever because of it. I mean, you could do, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the fact of, like, it's balance, isn't it?
So Neville says he agrees, Aaron, and most don't reply to comments on videos. We always try to reply, but sometimes you miss them. You just genuinely, you just don't get a notification, and often you'll miss them if somebody replies to another comment on somebody else's comment. But we try our best, and if we're out somewhere, even if we put an emoji back, if we're really busy, like we're filming and that, you're thinking, oh, I don't want to forget that, or you get a load of comments at the same time.
But the other thing
we always reply to our.
But the other
Rick
thing
says,
is, can I just quickly say this before we move on? The other thing is like saying about bigger and stuff. I might think, right, okay, well, I'm really struggling to answer comments because it is a hard thing to do anyway, you know.
Well, yeah, especially for Matilda being dyslexic. I mean, it's just that's a full-time job in itself.
So, but the thing is, memberships, I can think, right, I can't reply back to all of them at all, but I'll just reply back to my members.
Stop doing like video. That. You can do a video.
And the thing is about lives and stuff is that I can reply back to any comment because I've separated my time for this live. So I think, right, I've got this time. As if I'm out and about and I've got to check these comments, I'm thinking, well, this is a lot. But if I can separate my time, then it's a separation in my brain, because I think, right, okay, we're doing this. We'll reply back to every comment.
But in the members thing, you've got you get people answering each other as well.
Yeah.
So
well, it's a bit like a fact of a WhatsApp group, in the fact of you can have a conversation. It's a bit more like a chat platform. Is the fact you can have a conversation and I can just leave you to have that conversation. You can chat about whatever you want. Obviously, I don't know anything bad, but you know, chat about whatever you want. You know, don't say, right, we're bombing this place. You know, don't do that.
Don't think they will. Not R7 anyway. I hope they don't.
No, but like you can have a chat and I can just leave you to have a chat, and you're getting a friend. You might not have to make friends with me, but you can make friends with other followers with membership.
So Rick says Hubnut looks like a friendly chap, but guess he's very busy. Seems hard working. I mean, could you imagine Hubnut, as I say, I think it must be a garage type thing. Could you imagine if you tried to get Billy to respond to a comment when he was doing his in the middle of mending a car? I think with mechanicking, it's so stressful. I find it really stressful because they always put like nuts in really difficult places, don't they? So I don't think you get one comment back from Billy. And Adrian's PC has been naughty again. Dave says, thinking of train fares, you should be able to get a discount rail card. Do you look into it if you catch the train a lot? Well, hopefully our car's going to be ready tonight.
And the only place you can do it is a town further on, which I never ever go to, just because I'm just never that way.
Oh, Aaron says he does car reviews. And he wasn't trying to be his friend, he was just making a point. Neville says you have built a community, and well done. Thank you, Neville, and thank you for being part of it. And Tracy says agree, and thank you for being part of it. Aaron says there's a small YouTuber called Alex Assets who also does car stuff, who I know personally. I'm friends with. She has less subscribers than you. Adrian, but
the thing is, that's
I love being here, and we love you being here, Adrian. Oh, Tracy says going to be joining up. Oh, go on, Tracy. Well done, you.
I've already had a chat, but anyway.
Neville says Hubnut does do lives and chats with subscribers. Aaron, oh, well, that's good.
Exactly, because lives is just chat, isn't it? You don't.
Well, it covers everybody.
Is that
You don't have to be then typing away because you can talk quicker.
Because a type takes ages,
you can talk
doesn't it?
quicker than a type, can't you? So obviously, people watching can type because they're only with one person, unless of course they're communicating amongst each other. But that's their choice. But when you're there, you've got to respond to it all, so it's easier to respond by voice. So it covers a lot. Right, that is why this news thing comes to most of it.
And also the thing is about a comment is very difficult because of you do text message and everything. You never know what that person's implying, do you?
No.
Like, but if you're watching them, you can see what they're implying, then you can answer back like, oh, what do you mean you're implying? And I explain it better. Or it can be the other way around, you know, like somebody can put something. A great thing is about emojis, they really show something. You could put
you put wrong ones. I sent a message the other day and put an angry one on when I didn't mean to.
Well, somebody put saying something. I was messaging somebody. I was going to say, and it says, oh, you know, looking forward to seeing you, and I says, or something like that, and I was put. Oh no, I think I was saying it was good to see you or something like that. And basically I was going to put back good to see you too, and I was put, good to see you soon. And I accidentally spelled like God see you soon.
We'll have to.
As I was spelling, I was thinking, oh, that was a bit brutal. I was supposed to put good. I put God, meaning the fact, you know, like implying that, oh God, great.
Do you remember when you had to go at Lidl once and she did it on the voice thing and sent it without telling me? I can't remember what it was about. Well, we'll have to find it.
It was about Little Mermaid.
They
had a look into it. I was quite, you know.
Yeah, I will have to find it because I screenshotted it and I'll do it for the news next week. And she sent a letter without, I think it must be an email or maybe on social media. I can't remember how she sent it, but she sent it and she did it herself. She didn't get me to spell check it for her. And you've never seen anything like it. It is absolutely hilarious. So I'll have to try and find it.
I did a message to my friend as well who happened to have been the same person who saw faint, and it was a long time ago. I did it to her, and she was saying something about meeting up, and I said, I'm sorry, and I spelled it wrong. I said, I'm sorry, but I think I put, my mum says we can go out and buy some marshmallows instead.
No, one of them said I don't have much time for mushrooms. It's talking about arranging something out, and she just sends it.
Yeah, I was like, she was saying about doing something. I was like, no, I can't because I've got this opportunity to go buy marshmallows or something.
Yeah.
So I can't
come to your house because I have an opportunity to buy marshmallows, and she sent it.
and then the thing is, what I was messaging on it, if you screenshot it, obviously it was funny, so I screenshotted it, and then it shows the fact you've screenshotted. So I was probably thinking, why are you screenshotting my messages?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Some stalker or something.
I was like, no, I'm not screenshotting your messages. I never bother explaining it. But...
So Adrian says, I know and support some artists, and one day some will be big stars, and I hope when they get big, they will remember we will remember you. Neville says all male members so far, not for long though, Neville. Aaron says a lot of people online are very different when you meet them in person, not a bad thing though. And Neville says you reply 96% of the time. Is that percentage right, Neville? He says I replied 96%.
Oh wait, he replied back.
No, we replied 96%. Adrian says Matilda did a great job reading comments when you had left Jane. Watch a live back, you will be proud of Matilda. Cal says to be fair, you do comment our answer in the video a lot. And Dave says Railcard was thinking that if Matilda was using trains when you cannot take her, at least until the passes her test. Oh, don't say that, Dave. I guess that you take her most of the time. Take her all the time.
But the thing
Rail and fan clicks. If hi there, Abby is currently in prison, but she told me to say hi to you. Abby, is she in prison? Can you sort of like advance on that a little bit more? It says there, Rail fan clips. Hi there, Abby is currently in prison, but she told me to say hi to you.
Right, okay.
Neville says, Adrian, you deserve a medal for the support you give to artists.
Yes.
Adrian, you do deserve a medal.
What do they call it when they get well, I suppose king now, but when they give something to you, because like what is it? You know, like for example,
Neville's put 0.002 degree of accuracy.
Like for example, Pamela's got one, didn't she, for writing?
Oh my God.
What?
Rail fan clip says she ran over her ex-boyfriend with the car and he got pretty badly hurt.
You
my
can't say that.
Well, it's on there. It's on public. It's
Yeah,
been
but I
put.
mean, like,
Oh my God.
is it true? Because like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. So that's all I can read out is on the comments, and that's what he's put. Well, says he. I don't even know if she. Rail fan clips. I'm her brother, by the way. Oh my gosh. So
Okay.
shocking. Aaron says, "Is this a joke or real? I can't tell." And Tracy Smith says he's got it. Why do I sometimes do that? Read out Tracy's last name. I think it's because when I get tired, he's got a badge.
It's a bit like Taylor Swift. You don't need to say your last name all the time, do you? You say Taylor, but you just always say
tired.
it.
I go Tracy Smith and I think, why do I say that?
You just say Taylor Swift, don't you?
It's been a long day.
You just cover the sentence.
And Rail Fan Clip says it's real. So, oh well, that's very shocking. We don't know the full story, but
no, we can't advance.
That's not nice anyway, is it? None of it.
However,
so yeah. So sorry about it from every angle. So yeah. So right.
Yes, right. I think we are done. Actually, I don't think there's anything else. Well, I think this should be live tomorrow.
I tell you what, there will be a live if a certain lady starts running tonight, although she won't tonight because there are no spark plugs. So that's my fault. But there'll be a live tomorrow. We can have the first outing in Maureen. God, I can't wait to have a back.
We need a new food shop. Like we're like,
we've no food.
Yeah. And then the food is like, you know, you go to Cope and it's like, it's very. I mean, the Cope's great. It's great fact it's there, but it's just expensive. Sometimes.
No, we do try and support it though.
Yeah,
because if you don't support it, it won't be there, will it?
So we do go to the Cope as much as we can to support it, but it just can be expensive. We're just not everything we buy because it can be expensive, such as cereal. But other things I go and buy there a lot.
So Rail Fan Clip says, I can't really go into any more detail for legal reasons, but yeah, we wouldn't expect you to go into any more details, but we did obviously wonder where she was because she was quite irregular, but yeah, for legal reasons, we wouldn't say anything either. Neville says, great news tonight. Yes, it has, Neville, and thank you.
Oh, thank you for our super
in.
thanks as well. Thank you. Just wanted to say thank you very much for our super thanks from David.
Aaron says, how do you travel such long distances in a tiny Nissan Micra? It's not a tiny Nissan Micra. It's a normal. It's just a Nissan Micra.
They don't get smaller.
They don't get. We haven't got a really small one. It's normal size.
And there's nothing wrong with Maureen, you know, like. Because I don't know if you don't like Maureen or anything, but there isn't anything against her.
Absolutely, it's a normal size Micra, and
so,
it's the next classic.
Because of the thing is,
exceptionally
you might slag off Maureen, but there won't be videos about Maureen because
Maureen is everything.
Maureen is not only very economical, but apart from that one problem she did do wrong, which to be fair, it was about time for her to do something wrong. She doesn't do that much wrong at all, so I wouldn't slag off Maureen. I really wouldn't.
Aaron says, "Don't you want a big Mercedes or something?" Why?
Why? Why not?
That Micra, I mean, it's done that, and I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was some when it had a radiator. Oh, have you finished?
Yeah.
And would she be ready if it wasn't for the spark plugs?
Well, that I'm putting on.
Oh, well, you've done very well. Well done, you. So, do you think she could be running tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Oh, well done, you. We're just talking about her now. Yeah, well done. Round of applause for Billy. Well done, Billy. Oh, you go get some tea. Do you want me to make your tea for you for doing that? No? I'll see you in a bit. It'll only be another 10 minutes. So there you go. That's the update from the resident mechanic. Maureen will be ready tomorrow. It was my fault. I didn't get any spark plugs. But that car, and I think what's happened. I don't know enough about mechanics. I think what happened is it got a water leak problem, and I didn't notice it was the bottom of the radiator, so it kept overheating. Not a lot, but then it got a little bit more regular. And I think maybe that was something that started it, and then it's got worse and worse, and then it's finally blown the head gasket. I did change the radiator, but you know, it weakened it. So I don't think it was her fault. That's what I'm trying to say. Maybe my fault a little bit. But apart from that, and it's done a lot of miles, we've been everywhere in it, haven't we? Have we been to France in it? Yeah, France, everywhere in it. And it's never done anything wrong apart from that.
But Wales,
it is so unbelievably economical. It's a joke, isn't it? You think I've got to stop soon and put some fuel in. I've done hundreds of miles. It is just unbelievable. And it's quite spacious, really, because we've slept in it, haven't we? And put the beds down and everything, and you can sleep in it quite well, and stored all the stuff in the back, haven't we? And it's just a wonderful car, and I wouldn't want a Mercedes, big Mercedes. I just wouldn't.
Why? Why would you?
just wouldn't want it.
I mean, nothing wrong with Mercedes, but why would I get rid of
David says take
Well,
care.
hang on a minute. That's exactly the same thing we were talking earlier about fashion. You're saying for me to get rid of Maureen when she hasn't done anything. I know she has done, but she has one moment of anything wrong to get a new car, Mercedes, when it's not necessary.
Yeah, and I think also when you see these big cars in like supermarkets and that, you think, why have you got such a big car? I just don't see the point of them.
No.
If you've got a big family, fair enough, but you can still only fit 5 in, can't you? Unless they're like space wagons or whatever they call them, where they have the
Most
special
cars
seats
you
in.
can fit like either 4 or 5 in here. You probably.
I mean, you see some people in the supermarket and they really can't drive because the car is that massive. Or if you're going down a country lane and you have
And
to,
that's the thing about the environment as well, because the brakes of the fact of the tyres is the fact of, the fact they're so heavy is where everything is that actually is the problem of the environment.
Yeah, Neville's made a good point. You didn't see the gear crammed in the back of Maureen at Lancaster Station. We got a full-size drum kit in Maureen. They're bigger than what they look like.
Yeah.
They are bigger cars than what
We
they
got
look
a piano in there, a guitar, a ukulele, tambourines and maracas, a mic.
Picnic box.
We did actually,
cuddly toy.
yeah, and we got
Burner.
Oh, that's new note. Oh, we got what did we get? We got a full drum kit, a big drum kit, all the things we needed for it. Our 2 of ourselves, our filming equipment, stands for the filming. What else did we? A music stand. I don't think we put a mic stand in, but all those things in, and we fit in Maureen. You're saying she's not like big?
Rail fan clip says, sorry for the bad news. I will keep you updated if I'm allowed to say anything. Thank you. Yeah, keep us updated. Bye. Neville says it's a TARDIS. Tracy says Maureen's great. Maureen is brilliant. Dave says we travel all over in a Suzuki Ignis, which is very small. Adrian says, well done, Billy. I'll tell him, Adrian. He has gone, but I will tell him. David says, good job, Billy. Adrian says, yes, Neville, I watched Jane load all the gear in it.
Well, he helped us load it as well.
He did.
So did Linda and Adrian as well. Everybody helped load the drum kit. I mean, you got like that besides, things. So.
And Aaron says, I'm not slagging off Maureen, by the way. I like the mic, Chris. So do we. So, yes, so there you go. So, there. Wonderful all. Good chat tonight.
Yes, thank you very much for
watching.
watching.
Thank you very much for joining in.
Don't
Thank you very
forget
much, David and Adrian, your superstars. And
don't forget to become a member.
Seeing you,
get
Tracy.
A calendar as well. Get a calendar as well. You need yourself a calendar. So get yourself a calendar, and also my CD if you haven't already got one, and the calendar while you're there. And yeah, we can send them both together, can't we? Somebody did order a CD and a calendar as well, so we sent them both together. Or you can send them separately if you wanted to send them separately, whatever you wanted to do. So thank you very much for watching this, and we'll see you all later. And thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you tomorrow. I should be doing a live on my dancing tomorrow on the second part of the dance.
Neville's desperate. He wants to know.
Well, you need to get the thing back to him first of all.
I'm joking. He's ready for the hard. You're ready for the harder moves, aren't you, Neville? He's saying, can you put the upbeat, a bit of a faster song.
I need to unlearn the rest of it because I haven't. Well, it's my own dance, but I just need to, jog my memory. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later.
See you later.
Have a good night. Bye.